Welcome to the Neverworld podcast, where together we explore the strange and unusual. Every journey starts with the first step into the unknown. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Neverworld podcast. I'm Dave. That's Scott. Or that's Scott. That's Scott. We are doing a season 4 recap, episode 2 of Skinwalker Ranch today. And before we get too deep into it, there are spoilers.
Yes.
And yeah, lots of spoilers. We're just going to talk about everything on the episode. And don't forget to hit the like button, the share button, the super like button, and subscribe button. And tell everybody about us. Tell your friends about us. Tell your mom, your dad, your brothers, your sisters, your cousins, your aunts, your uncles, your dog, your cat. Tell everybody about us, and so they can watch us too, because we're pretty good folks. We like to do this. This is a terrible introduction. I'm very.
It's okay. Sorry. It's okay. So hey, this episode is now with even more rockets.
Shoot another rocket.
I
love Travis Taylor.
Okay, we make a lot of fun of the Alabama Rocket Man, but there's a reason. I mean, he loves rockets and what he's doing. Okay, let's roll it back. This episode, they finally get a hold of some people to bring out drones. I thought this was an amazing idea to fly 200 drones in formation that they can track over an area where they're getting all this anomalous readings. And of course, we know what happens. Things malfunction, as they always do on Skinwalker Ranch. The drones just come back down and land. They do their own little thing. The batteries go down fast. But they all still converge and show something going on in this certain area above the mesa.
The same spot.
The same spot where that column came up when they did the LiDAR.
About the drones real quick. I'm going to play devil's advocate for just a second. And
please.
I was thinking about it last night. They had the 200 drones. They all fly up. And then all of a sudden you see them couple flying out of order. And you see how it dips down at one point, right? And they're like, oh my gosh, it's amazing. Look, there's something there. They're doing the dip down. And I'm like, yeah, but these are all programmed drones. They could have been programmed to do that just for, oh, look at this. And then I thought, these guys' entire reputation is built on like the guys who own the drones. I'm not even talking about anybody at Skinwalker Ranch.
Right.
Guys who own the drones, their entire career is based on not doing shit like that. Stuff like that. Sorry. And I think on one hand, I look and go, I could see the possibility of them doing something like that for television's sake. And then on the other hand, I think to myself, I even though Travis and all these guys are, I'm going to say, work for the government in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
I don't think that they would throw their career or their prestige or their honor on a spike for 5 minutes on a television show.
Yeah.
I just want to put that out there.
Yeah.
I did think about this, and then I kind of started thinking through it a little bit. So, okay,
you're not alone. When I saw that, I thought that was interesting, and yes, it could be done. And like you said, they're not going to put their reputation on the line. They were upset that their stuff was not working.
Right. Right.
And I know Travis is quick to jump to a conclusion. To shoot a rocket or to jump to a conclusion. When he saw him wavering, he gets very excited, and everybody else gets excited. There's nothing wrong with this. They're out there trying to prove that there's something there. So I believe their mindset's already there. So, of course, the minute they see everything, it's going to be related to it. But what I notice is when they go back into the control room, and maybe even the next day, and they're going over all the data, and they got the calls coming in, their stance changes a lot. They're not as confident on what they saw. And I think what we see a lot is getting caught up in the moment. And I did hear the drone company mention that they were just returning to home, like they were done. It wasn't like they were hitting anything. Now the trailers, of course, made you think, oh my God, it's hit some invisible sphere up there or something
Well,
like that.
see,
But
initially when they show that, because I was watching the show last night, and initially when I saw that, I was like, "Now wait, is that thing supposed to be pressing on something?"
that's what I
And
thought
then the
too.
guy later on says they're returning home. So I never really, I'm still not sure whether they were pressing against something and then came back
I
home,
think they just
or
started in the
whether
middle and
they
started
just
dropping.
started coming down in the middle. I see. I'm
Yeah.
gonna have to rewatch that episode then, because I didn't catch that for sure, and I wasn't sure what the hell they were saying. I'll be honest, I'm old. I sometimes
It's
lose
all
the
right.
track of a
But
conversation.
as every time they saw something, once they got all the drones up, of course Travis wanted to launch
Right.
a rocket. And the reason for
Oh
that is
yeah.
every time they've done certain things on the ranch, they tend to get
Yeah.
signs of something. And this is exactly what happened. They launch a rocket and there's a UAP that appeared in the same spot that they normally do.
Yeah.
It looked very similar to what they've seen before. And Travis even mentioned, now I couldn't see it. I couldn't see it from his pictures that he showed. I couldn't make the leap that he did, that was the exact same type of UAP that he saw when he was working on the task force in the government.
Now, see, I didn't see that in the task force for the government, but I did in the little blurry picture that he took.
Yeah. Well, that's
I
what he was showing.
did
Yeah.
put two, and I did say that looks like the one that they saw with all the telescopes, when all the guys,
Yeah.
all the telescopes were going out on everybody, and
Yes.
they couldn't get a good visual
It
on
did. And they
whatever they
even
were trying to
referenced
look
that.
at. When they looked at that, I was like, no, that looks more like this other thing.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I didn't see that in the, and he's like, oh, well, I cleaned it up in on AI and all this. And I'm like, well, you right there, you lost me.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Just with this picture. Now, like you said, we're talking about just the picture. I could take something and put it into a computer reference and clean it up, and it's not going to look anything like
no,
a big
no. And
blob, especially if I'm adding details to it.
I don't,
So that's
yeah.
nitpicky, I know, but
No, it's true. And this is one of the issues that a lot of people are going to have with the show. And it's one of
Mhm.
the issues that I have with the show as well, is they tend to make some leaps that I, as a viewer, have a hard time seeing. But also, I understand when I'm excited and I'm in the moment and I'm
Oh
doing
yeah,
any type
yeah.
of investigation or anything, I will make those dots connect. And again, they do go
Mhm.
back and they try and see, and sometimes their theories are just blown away. It's like, nope, that was a glitch.
Yeah.
That was this
Yeah.
and
They
that.
want to
So,
see if the dots really do connect.
and let's be
Is that
honest, if they didn't get excited, do you think this show would be, if Travis wasn't shooting rockets and getting so worked up, I don't think I'd be as sucked into this show.
no, no. And if Dragon wasn't ready to shoot somebody, just give me something to shoot, for crying out
Yeah.
loud. He never
Yeah.
says that. He never says it. But yeah, I always got the feeling that Dragon would be much more in his element if they were being physically attacked by aliens and he could pull out a weapon, and you'd be
Probably.
like, thank God for Dragon, because he's got all the weapons.
Yeah.
And he knows
Exactly.
how to use them. And Thomas would be standing there with like a 357 just blasting a couple of aliens away if it came to that. So you're
Yeah.
like, well, these two guys they got it. You
Exactly.
guys go shoot a rocket. They got the alien invasion covered. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. So most of the episode was spent with that.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
their discovery of this area. And this is the same area where they dug into last season, and
That was interesting.
and they had found the metal that Travis makes the claim that it's the same type of makeup of what a spacecraft would have for reentry and stuff like that. So
Like the
he's seeing
heat
the same
shields.
materials. Yes, like
Yeah.
so, which is very interesting. And I've been screaming since season one, where's your excavation equipment? Let's dig. And I get why
Right.
there's got to be some reason why. And I also wonder if it's part of the fact of the reservation as well. If there's some,
I think that whole, I'm sorry to step on your
no, that's
words.
fine.
I apologize. But I think that has to do with the it being like sacred ground.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm not mistaken, I think the
I
Mesa was
wondered
sacred ground.
that. Yeah. So
I do think they're going to dig on it this season. I'm getting a gut feeling that they're all getting tired of
I think
scooching
so.
around everything. I think they're going to have to go. I think they're going to have to come through the top.
Yeah.
I think they're going to have to go right through the top because that guy's LiDAR picked up something underneath the mesa,
Hmm.
but it's as tall as the mesa. Like
Yeah.
it's inside and as tall. And that is also where it looks like the same spot or the same area where they said they think they blasted to
Hmm.
cover a cave.
Well,
Remember
it
that
looks like
guy?
it. You can see the
Yeah,
marks of it. What looks like a
yeah,
landslide area. So it looks like something has been blasted and covered up. I would really
right.
love to know what the hell Bigelow is still not telling the public.
Bigelow's never been back to that land, as far as I know, and the people that have come back to that land, don't really want to be there,
Yeah.
or they don't seem like they really want to be there. That one guard was there, and he just looked nervous,
Mm.
telling the stories that he was telling. The one colonel, the colonel, the
Yeah.
older
I
guy,
I can't think
he
of
doesn't
the
look
name.
too nervous, but he does tell him to be very careful.
Well, he's the one who worked with Bigelow, and now he's
Yeah,
also yeah. And I forgive me, folks, I can't remember his name, but he's pretty prominent
yeah,
in the community. But
yeah.
that's what,
He
yeah, that's what
Go
I'm
ahead.
looking forward to is them hopefully digging this time.
Yeah, and I really I want them to dig down the road too. I
Oh,
want them to dig
I
where
just want
they
them to dig
tried to drill
everywhere.
that one time, and the entire tower was shaking, and they're like,
Hmm.
"Oh well, and eventually they're like, "Oh, it's just clay or something." I'm like, "That ain't clay. That ain't freaking clay, guys. You get a
Yeah,
diamond tip,
yeah,
head. It's not gonna make that tower shake like that.
yeah, yeah.
All the fucking freaking power lines. Pardon the expression again. Power lines are shaking.
Yeah. I'm not editing
Forgive my
anymore.
swearing, folks. We do another podcast
We
of
try
movie
not to
reviews
swear as much, so but there it
where
is.
I swear like a sailor, I try to separate the two, not swear so much on this one. I'm catching myself a lot today because I get
That's good.
excited. I love the show.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
It was like 42 minutes, I think this
Yeah.
episode was, and it flew by. It felt like 10 because
Hmm.
me and the wife were talking. We're like, "Ooh, look at this! Ooh, look at that!" And the cool thing is, it's on the History Channel. The History Channel. That's their little icon. Um, but I bought it on Amazon Prime. I bought the season on Amazon
Hmm.
Prime because I don't have the
I
History
don't either,
Channel.
and God forbid they put it on their streaming app, Discovery Plus. What's the deal?
Yeah,
But anyway, I
it's a
bought
whole
it
nother
on Apple,
story.
so yeah.
Yeah, you bought it on Apple. I got it on Amazon. So we are watching it a day after it shows. But man, I put this up there with Hunting Hitler,
Yeah.
with just the stuff that just gets thrown at you and you have to stop and think about. It's exciting. It is like you said, some of it's probably I don't know if it would be scripted, so to speak,
I don't feel
but
it's
they
scripted per
get really
se.
excited. They jump in and they're like, "Oh my gosh, look at
Of
this, look
course
at
they
this."
do.
And
Dude, I would be
and
too.
like I would be there. I'd be right in it. I'd be
Absolutely.
grabbing Dragon by his shoulders and just shaking him. Look at that dragon. That's
And then the
great.
next day we're
And be
like,
like,
oh, I guess it really wasn't as big of a deal as I thought after we could analyze it. Because
yeah.
it's easy to get caught in the moment. It
Oh
really
yeah.
is. But
Yeah.
I
It's like whenever
truly
you,
believe that there's something going on there and has been. It is a hot
oh
spot for a
yeah.
reason. It's just wild.
What is it? Like what the heck is it?
Yeah.
And it it's not just if they come out and say, "Oh, it's just this big meteor and that was the cause of all these problems." I'm not going to buy that. I will not. I will buy that that's part of the
Sure.
problem,
I could
but I
definitely
won't
see
buy that
that.
that's all of the problem because every time they shoot a rocket, anytime they dug anywhere, anytime they did
Something shows
anything on
up.
that ranch, a UAP, UFO, whatever the heck they want to call it nowadays, shows up.
Yeah.
Somebody gets sick. The radiation spikes go through the ground. And they can be digging,
The 1.6
100 yards
gigahertz
away
signal.
from,
Yeah.
yeah, the 1600 or 600.
1.6.
Yeah, that signal goes off. It's so if they come out and say, "Oh no, it's just a meteor," I'm going to call BS on it 100%.
It's not
I'm
going to
going to be
come
like,
down to
"You
just
guys
that.
found a spaceship and you're lying."
There's something there. There's something there. And I think when they get close to it, the show will end. And I'm
Yeah.
not saying that to say that the show is leading us on. I'm saying I have a feeling there may be a point where they get a little too close for the government's comfort. So,
Well, yeah, and that's why I say if they come out and just say, "Oh, it was just a big
it's a weather
rock,"
balloon.
I'm I'm going to say
It's a
no.
Chinese
There's no
balloon.
way
Yeah.
because too many different things happen on this ranch.
Mm-hmm.
And granted, I don't think Fugel is foolish enough to find some high tech alien device and show it to everybody and go, "Oh, look, we found this, spacecraft or whatever that's, 40 million years old, but it still runs when you push the button." He's not stupid enough to do that. He's smart enough to get a show to back all of his expenses plus to go find it. But man, he didn't get to be a billionaire by,
Being stupid.
by being
Yeah,
dumb. No, not at all.
exactly.
And the funny
Exactly.
thing is, all these guys have known each other for years.
Mm-hmm.
I think Dragon's known him since high school.
Oh, wow.
Thomas has known him since high school. The I'm sorry, I can't remember the caretaker's name and his wife or his old lady.
Candace and somebody. I can't think
Yeah,
of his
those
name.
two have known him since
Yeah.
they pretty young, maybe in college or something. So these guys have all known each other. I think the only outsider it seems to be is Travis
Travis. Yeah.
and maybe Eric,
Yeah.
the other
Maybe.
scientist.
Yeah.
Maybe he's because he never really talks
we'll
about.
have to do some research.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to look into that. But it's funny how all these guys have known each other for so long. So you've got a nice core of people there, and that's what you want when you're doing something like this. So in case one of them does find something, they're not just going to go out to the world and show it. They're going to go to their buddy that they've known for 30 years and go,
Yeah.
you might want to look at this before you put this on camera. You know what I mean? So I'm in. I'm here until the end of the series. I don't care.
Absolutely.
I'm here to the end of the series, and they better not say it's just an asteroid or a meteorite.
Oh yeah. I hope not. I
want
hope
to
not.
see alien bones. I want to see a spaceship.
So chances
ghosts.
Yeah.
I want to see werewolves. I want to see
Absolutely.
a Sasquatch come out of that damn ship.
So obviously, folks, if you've watched this episode, you've probably already been watching Skinwalker Ranch and are caught up where we're at. So I do recommend it. It's a fun show to watch. It's also really gets you thinking, and it's just it's entertaining. And we know, damn it, we know something's out there. So
yeah.
I just really enjoy watching this, and I enjoy that they try and come up with solutions to keep testing and keep testing and keep testing until they can try and really prove something. Because let's be real, folks, they could uncover a spaceship in that mountain and it would be debunked so fast that we wouldn't know what's true, what's false, and they will be made to look like kooks. And it's going to go. I believe there's a lot of disinformation agents out there. So yeah. Here goes my conspiracy brain. So, folks, if you enjoy Skinwalker Ranch, join us next week when we talk about the next episode where they're going to dig again. So, catch you then.
Probably shoot a rocket.
I guarantee they're going to shoot a rocket.